These past few weeks have been brutal for many traders. It's super frustrating, and sometimes you can't help but just feel angry about some of these movements. Sometimes in our mind, we might have a bottom for a stock, but then it breaks that bottom and keeps on dropping. The problem is, if you don't have an exit strategy, the more it drops, the more fear builds up. And the thing about fear is that no matter how many books you read or how much you prepare yourself mentally, you won't know what it's like until you actually experience it. And it's that fear of uncertainty. Did I make the wrong move? How much longer is this downtrend going to happen? Is this stock ever going to recover? And sure, my videos on trading can help minimize some of these losses, but during times like this, even with confirmation and all elevating factors, I still sometimes feel that fear. It can make you uneasy, but you have to be kind to yourself. You're always going to find people on forums who will mock your trades. They might say that you're in the wrong sector or boast about their trades. And this is very unfortunate because it causes a lot of traders to either sell a position early or to buy in at a bad point and then panic sell. And I see this everywhere. I see this on YouTube forums, Facebook, Reddit. I also see a lot of confirmation bias and people looking for reasons to hold their stock even longer. And it's eerily similar to the 5 stages of grief. If you think about it, stage 1 is denial. They notice that the stock is getting close to their sell signal, but they just start Googling positive news about the stock and won't really acknowledge that it's going down. They're in the mindset that it won't fail and they'll hold even though it's hitting their sell signal. Then comes anger. Sometimes these stocks will break past our sell point very violently. People get really angry at themselves and say, you know what, I really should have just sold. But other times people get even more angry and decide to do something called revenge trading, where they double down on many positions, and this can be very bad. Step 3 becomes bargaining. This is where a lot of people get shaken out. Should I sell it all and retain whatever I have? Should I double down? Should I average down? This is where fear does the most damage and where bear markets drop incredibly fast. Some people just become desperate. Stage 4 of grief is depression, and this is where people sell at the lowest point. One of the worst feelings before I got into learning how to trade was selling at the lowest point and then watching a couple minutes later the stock just skyrockets back up. That right there is one of the most defeating feelings as a trader. This is why it's super important to stick to your mental limits, or if you're gonna have like a stop loss, like a trailing loss or something, stick to that, don't adjust it. And then stage 5 for many people is acceptance. They either think to themselves or accept in their mind that they can't trade and end up quitting. Some of them say to themselves, all right, you know what, I'm gonna smarten up and learn how to trade. I have a feeling you guys might know of a channel that can help with making better trades. And I know some people that say, oh well, and then they go buy 100 NEO or some other stock and just do the same thing over and over. Look, if you're down during this market, don't beat yourself up too much. It's scary, and like I mentioned, I don't have a crystal ball to tell you when this is gonna stop. But I do have trading methods that are telling you now that it's not really the best time to buy in. My trading method will help you to avoid large losses, but it's not always guaranteed that after it closes above the 9-day SMA, that it will continue upward. A lot of these confirmations have seen very, very small boosts and then they drop again. It's been difficult. Even some of the safer stocks, like those blue chip stocks, are down 20 to 30%. So don't let that guy who bought a penny stock or meme stock let you feel bad about yourself. Everyone's always quick to brag about their wins, but never their losses. My advice, as always, is always have an exit plan. I know it's annoying sometimes where you enter a really nice setup, everything's looking good, and then it goes under and it fails. But 10 times worse than that is not having a plan at all. It starts dropping, you start holding, and not knowing where to get out. That turns a small loss into a very large loss. And please, please do not revenge trade. I know many people think that the market's just gonna slingshot right back up, but if you're wrong on that bet, it can cost you big time. It could potentially wipe you out completely. To visualize this, I made a calculator that shows you how much percentage you need to make back in order to recover those losses. So as you can see, we can always come back easily on losses from 1 to 5%. It'll take work for 20 to 30% loss, but once you get past 50% loss, it becomes extremely difficult. You can see that if you have a 50% loss, it requires 100% gain from that point to make back the money that you lost. And if you're down 75%, you need to make back 300% in order to make that return. So it's better to keep your losses in that 1 to 5% range than hold it and drop 20 to 30%. Anyways, I hope you guys are hanging in there and making smart trades. Please do not YOLO trade and don't put all your eggs in one basket. Keep those exit points sharp and keep on looking for good stocks. In case you need help finding good stocks, I have a video on my stock scanner. In addition, I'm also still hard at work on my course on options. Don't forget to take the survey down below to secure 20% off the course before it launches. I'll leave you guys with a quote from Warren Buffett that inspires me during these difficult trading days.